Hi, my name is Ulf. Today I'm going to show you how to configure our power canisters to use with electric heat vests that you can use under your dry suit. This time of year it's cold in the waters around where we live at least, so it's nice and cozy to have electric powered heat vests for long dives. We have three different models of the power canisters. We have the 96 watt hour power canister. It's half the size of this one. That one has a single regulated output, so you use it for your heat system. We have the 192 watt hour with a single output, so it's the same size as this one but with one cable only. And we have this version, that is the 192 watt hour dual output. And the idea with this one is that you have one regulated output that you use for your heat system. That one is configurable so you can have the voltage that your heat vest system requires. You can set the voltage between 5 and 20 volts. You also have non-regulated power output. So it's straight from the battery. It's 14.4 volt lithium-ion batteries inside it. That one is used for your light system. So you only need one battery pack for your heat and your light. So one less battery to carry during the dive. So if we take a look at how we control the light, the canister, we have the power switch, and we have a charge port. This is where we charge it, and this one is of course how you turn it on. So the power canister has four different settings that you can use. So you can have full power, medium power, low power, for instance, if you don't need maximum heat all the time. And the settings are controlled with this switch. So as I said, you have four settings, and how it works, if you turn it on first, then you will have a LED show you that the light is on. So now right now it shows you that the output voltage is 12 volts. That's settings 1 right now. To set setting 2, you flip the switch 2 times. 1, 2. Right now it flashes. That means the output voltage is 0 volt. All right. So this one is at default configuration. It only has 12 volts out when you start it. So now we would like to configure it. We unscrew the power canister. And here you find two buttons. So turn it on off now. So if we turn it on, settings 1, 12 volts. I would like to configure settings 2. So I flip the switch 2 times. 1, 2. Flashes indicates 0 volt out. All right. So I use the button to set a voltage. So now I set it, for instance, for 10 volts. So I have settings 1, 12. Setting 2, 1, 2, 10 volts. So that's the two different levels. And as I said, we have 4. So we can look at number 3, 1, 2, 3. That was set to 0 volts. So I can configure that one to maybe 7 volts. All right. So now we have settings 1, 12. Setting 2, 1, 2, 10. Setting 3, 1, 2, 3. 7. And setting 4 is not configured 4 times, so it should be 0. Yeah, it's 0. Right, so that is how you configure the different power levels in your canister. For a power canister with only one output, you usually set like full power when you turn it on, and then you maybe have medium low and super low or something like that. For this version with a light output, you might want so that when you turn it on, because when you turn it on and when it's off, both of the outputs are turned off, so you don't have any power to your light either. So to get power to your light when you turn it on, but no power for the heating, you configure settings 1 to 0. So when I turn it on, I reduce it to 0. All right. So then I have maybe settings 2, 1, 2. Then I set that one to my heat vest system, use 12 volts as max. All right. So now I have settings 1, 1, 0 volts. So then I have 0 volt to the heat system, and I have power still for my light head. When I get a little bit cold, I flip the switch 2 times, and I have full power. Then it's a little bit too hot, so I flip the switch 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I have a low power setting. So that is how you set the power levels and how you configure it. This was the version with the 2 outputs and the 192 watt-hour capacity, but all our power canister work the same way. The only difference is that you only have one cable out, so you only have the regulated output power. But make sure that you check the maximum voltage level of your heat vest system, so you don't use a higher voltage than the heat vest is designed for. And it's also important that you never connect these cables to each other. We can also take a look at what's included in when you get the power canister. You have, of course, a power canister with the canister mounts. So for the 192 watt-hour version, you have 2 mounts, so you can mount it on your tank. So you get 2 Velcro straps that you can use. The 96 watt-hour version has only 1, so you can put it. It doesn't need more than 1. You also get a charger with different plugs for different areas. So just plug this in. You have a charge adapter that is screwed onto the charge port. So it looks like this. Screw it on. Connect the charger. And then we'll have a red LED when it's charging, and it will turn green when it's done. Right? So when you're done, remove this charge adapter and go diving. So this charge port is used for all our products now. Shouldn't have any lid. It just is like that when you go diving. All right, so that's how you configure our power canisters. Read more about the canisters on nanight.se. You'll find the different versions, and you will also find user manuals and where you can buy them. Thank you. Bye.